All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is the brother Mayim coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. And much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out the truth and its truth and sincerity. And just wanted to do a quick lesson, just going through some of the news this morning, and ended up actually coming across the exact same video the brother Ash ended up actually sending out. And it's more of the wars and rumors of wars. You just recently had America do a second strike over in Yemen, against the so-called group called the Houthis, which is an Iranian a so-called Iranian-backed militia out there in Yemen. And also you had Iran, so-called declared that they were the ones that seized the U.S. ship, and I think they drove it through the Strait of Oman or something along those lines. So these are the signs that we've been looking for, that Yahweh Shai, through the spirit, of Yahweh, came down here and spoke about these things taking place. Because what we see happening, on a level now, all right, because that fruit is the fruit has yielded its the proper measure. It's reached its time. Now we're starting to see these things take place on the earth. Okay, now we're seeing nations worried, nations preparing themselves for war. Okay, now we're seeing the stage being set, the key players being moved into position, so we know that it's about to be that checkmate, which Yahweh Shai is getting ready to bring onto this devil, man, and ruin him while he thinks he's about to fill his belly, as it says in the book of Job chapter 20, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but let me start off here in this Luke chapter 21, and I'll just get right to the point. Verse 25, it says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." So we've been having, for the longest time now, eclipses, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, okay, taking place upon the earth, whether it's a blood moon, a solar eclipse like we just recently had one, and then we're having another one in America here that goes through and around like April, so I believe sometime in April or like March, right around the Passover time. It might be just after the Passover. Okay, we've seen the stars. There's certain the year of the whatever, that they have, that goes off the constellations and things like that. But the main point of this verse is, "And upon the earth distress of nations," with perplexity, man. Let's get that word perplexity, so we can understand what the scripture is saying. Perplexity, the etymology says bewilderment, doubt, confusion. You see, uncertainty, from the mid 14th century, perplexitite, or it's a perplexate, I believe is what the original word was. It says from Old French. Okay, so this word means doubt, man, uncertainty, confusion. There's going to be, things are about to get real crazy real fast, and a lot of people are going to be left behind wondering what the hell is going on. Why? Because they're asleep, they're not watching, they're not paying attention. Okay, I said distress of nations with perplexity, man, with confusion, with bewilderment, because the things that are going to be taking place is going to be nuts. Things that you never thought possible, things that you thought was only supposed to be happening in the movies, man. Okay, and these wars that we're leading into, man, A lot of you men are getting ready to get sent out there, man. You know, everyone want to listen to these podcasts and hear these men talk about these, you know, bringing out this news, and everybody and their mother want to comment on there. But what are you going to do when you get called out there? What are you going to do? Okay? Because, see, a lot of you Americans, this has been the city of unwalled villages, man. Y'all have had a false sense of security here in America, and y'all getting ready to find out, man. Y'all getting ready to find out what the rest of the nations on the earth have been dealing with for the last 200 some years of this devil being out here, man. You know? Being with the start of America. You know, obviously this devil's been in power since, you know, the Spanish, the French, you know, the British down to America. I'm speaking about America specifically. All right. But let's get this in 2nd Ezra and 16 and chapter 16 and verse 17. I mean, I would start at verse 14. Shit, man. I mean, when you read up above is good too. You can really start from the top. All right, because you know this is going into World War III, but I want to get to the point of because we this is what we're talking about. You know, World War III is getting ready to pop off, and what are you men gonna do? You know, so let me just get to the point that I want to hit on in this chapter, 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. It says, "Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?" You see, because even Ezra, as he was seeing this vision, you know, Ezra, as he was seeing this vision, you know, he himself became terrified. You know, wondering, because that's how scared he was, with that thought in his mind that, man, I could get I could die in this. Like, I'm doomed. If I'm going to be alive during that time, I'm done. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I don't see anybody surviving through this. Because that's how bad Ezra saw it, man. Verse 18, it says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death." You see, and what a lot of you people don't understand, especially out here in the West, is that all this conflict taking place over there in that Red Sea area and in the Strait of Hormuz and the Gulf of Oman and eventually the Persian Gulf, all these waters that are being blocked off and having to be people rerouting their shipments is delaying stuff getting to these countries, delaying things getting to the grocery stores. And what y'all are getting ready to experience on a scale that you've never seen before in your life, okay, is a famine, not because of, you know, crops aren't growing, but because you can't get it fast enough, man. You're not going to be able to afford it. The price is going to go up with inflation. Things are going to get really bad out here with the food, man. That's another thing, right? It says, "Behold, famine and plagues, and tribulation and anguish." Or Salaki, let me go back to verse 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famines and great death." Great death, man. Because why? When you read the 15th chapter, what does it say? That men killing their friend or killing their neighbors for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? This is what's going to be taking place out here. All these wars that you think that, oh, well, I'm not going to have to deal with that. Well, yeah, you are, because you're going to have to deal with the consequences of what's getting ready to take place. Aside from these men being sent out there, man. It says, beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So see, what is that? Ezra is even terrified. A man of the Lord that was blessed and had received mercy to be able to see this vision, okay, and he's afraid for his own life, okay. So how much more those that believe not, okay, Those of you that have come up against this truth. All these scoffers, like the Apostle Tahar just recently did that one video. It is a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Roughly paraphrasing, if I'm remembering the correct video. You know. But it says, verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right. Okay. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So there you go again with the perplexity, man. But it said, behold, victuals, consumables shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Y'all thought y'all was good. Y'all thought y'all weren't going to have to deal with much. But now that food that you was once able to afford, now you can't afford it. Now you can't get it. Okay? You may not even be able to afford it. Okay? This is the mindset that you Americans currently have is not with that happening. You don't even see that happening. But you people will soon, man. You will learn soon the hard way that these things are going to be taking place on the earth, and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to stop these things, man. Who can hold back the plagues when the Lord has sent them, man? Matter of fact, I think that's at this beginning of this chapter. Yep. 2 Ezra 16:5. It says, plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? Who the hell? Who are you? Who are you? You're going to turn around. You're going to turn away the plagues of the Lord from happening, from taking place and destroying America. Come on, man. You really think you got the will? You got the say so in any of that, man? A lot of people are getting ready to be met with a rude awakening, man. A rude awakening when reality really truly hits the fan for you people, man. Because that's the time period that you so call it, you know, you call it, yeah, there was a parking spot over there, Salakia. Jay's trying to find a parking spot, and I think I just passed one, but nonetheless, man, you know, you're not going to be able to turn away these things from happening, man. America is getting ready to suffer like never seen before, man. America's going to be dealt the hand it gave the earth. Okay? That's the hand that you're going to be dealt with here soon. Okay? Let me get on down over here. It says, let's go to verse 2 Ezra 16:33. It says, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You see, so a lot of you men are getting ready to die, man. A lot of you men are getting ready to fucking die. You're going to go through some horrible times, man. Okay? A lot of you men are getting ready to go through some terrible, terrible times. So, Lucky, give me 1 second. Okay. Said, hear now these things, verse 35, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. You see? Understand these things, man. And this is why it's important. It is high time to wake up out of thy sleep, man. You know? Because these things are getting ready to take place on the earth, man. And if you're not right, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? It says, behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as some men count slackness. These things are getting ready to take place here, man, and things are going to reach a new level. Levels that have never been reached before here on this earth, man. Not ever. Okay? So, hey, Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out his truth and his truth in sincerity. That I say, Shalom.